This is Joshua Hart here, 4 seconds out. Delighted today to be joined by Liam Forrest here over Zoom. Liam, very, very big time for yourself. I think just over a week to go now until you step into the ring as the main event live on DAZN next Sunday.
Yeah.
Before we dive into everything though, how is everything first of all? You all good?
Yeah, everything's brilliant. Training's going well. The training that I've had so far has been pretty well, not long. I've had 3 weeks, but I'm always in the gym, so you never know when an opportunity like this pops up, so can't thank Topsy for getting me on.
Absolutely. Just looking at the fight itself, you already had took the fight on short notice before it was made the main event. Obviously it's a big enough opportunity anyway as it is just to be able to box on a top tier show that'll be shown live on the zone next Sunday. But
Yeah.
to be the main event now, has that feeling quite sunk in yet that you are the center of attention that night?
Um, Not quite yet. Probably when I actually get there. But obviously, it's great seeing my face on the poster. I love what Top Tier are doing. They're pushing my social media. Even I'm being advertised on DAZN, so that's massive. Even I was watching the Misfits press conference last night, and I see Osbourne versus Forrest pop up on the little pop-ups. And normally it says like the big fights that are coming on next, and I'm one of them big fights, so it's really really exciting.
What was that feeling like? You just sat there minding your business and you see yourself pop up and while you've only had a short professional career so far, it's a,
Yeah,
it's a massive thing to see yourself on a stage like that, isn't it?
yeah. Well, all the hard work's paying off. Um, Even though I've only had like 4 fights now as a professional, I've been training um, probably like 17 years now. So I've been waiting ever since I was a kid for a moment like this. So I've always dreamt of being a main event, and now here we are.
And stranger. Oh, sorry, continue.
No, I was just saying, yeah, a week ahead of the fight, I'm now, the main event.
And stranger to taking these type of tough fights. Last time out, checking through your box rate, you took a fight against a 13-0 opponent and came away with a draw. And I think reading through your socials, it was a fight that a lot of people believed you won, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I can say I won that. I mean, I threw a lot more punches, and normally when someone throws a lot more punches and lands a lot more punches, they come out as the winner. But yeah, maybe just threw more bigger shots, and I was the underdog, he was the favourite, so I feel like I had to get that extra, had to win quite convincingly to get the nod. But I came away with a draw. In my eyes, it's a win. I thought someone that's got double the amount of experience. So yeah, no, I'm happy. Still undefeated, and I continue to remain undefeated, and look forward to this weekend coming.
Where does that mindset come from? When did you first adopt that mindset to just throwing yourself straight into these tough fights? It's very rare that you see someone with a 3-0 record going against someone who's 13-0. When did you
Yeah.
first adopt that mindset, or was that something you've always had?
Um, I mean, I see it, no offense to, a lot of pros out there, and they build a record, cool, you fight a few journeymen. I give all my credits to journeymen because they have it tough. They're fighting every weekend. They struggle to sell tickets. A lot of them are actually decent, and they just cover up and let the pro look good and get the win. But that's not me. Turning over from amateur to pro, it's like basketball and netball. It's same but different. There's little rules, so it's good to try out the new skills, planting your feet more, the holding and stuff like that. As an amateur, they'll be like break, break, or you'll just get a point deducted straight away. But now you can sort of hold a little bit and whack at the same time. So it's all these different things I had to try and adapt to. With my first 3 fights, I fought a journeyman, and I just thought, you know what, I want to fight someone with a good record, and you got to take these fights to step up the ladder quickly. I want to become someone overnight, and that's happening. So, um, yeah, I feel like in myself, I don't want to build a fake record. Do you know what I mean? People that don't know boxing, oh, you're 20-0, but who've you fought? Do you know what I mean?
Looking at next week, James Osbourne is the man in the opposite corner, an experienced man in boxing now. He's had quite a few tough fights in his career. What do you make of him as an opponent?
I mean, he's tough. Um, uh, he's been whacked and he's gone down a few times, but he gets up. Uh, but he's gone down to start with. That's the thing. So you know, um, I'm just gonna have to sort of adapt and see what makes him go down. You know, he's obviously learned from his mistakes, but yeah, we'll have to see because he's never boxed me before, and he doesn't know what he's going to get hit with.
And you are known as the lumberjack. Are you looking to chop him down next week?
I'm looking to chop him down, yeah, 100%. Whether it's the face, the body, everywhere, I'm just going to town. I'm chopping them all over.
Um, with a win for yourself next Sunday, where obviously without overlooking it, because this is a big opportunity for yourself, but how many more doors do you believe this could open? What would you like to do after this?
Well, I mean, the first fight I took, the 50-50 against Onda, the last fight, even though I came away with a draw, it's now put me on a main event on DAZN. So I take this fight, I win. I'd love to, go for the southern area, even though I was gutted that this fight was actually meant to be for the southern area. That's why I took it on short notice. Don't know why, but the board had a meeting and basically said I haven't done enough rounds, I haven't got the experience to fight for a Southern Area title. I last fought 6 rounds with Southern Area is normally a 10 round contest. I mean, I'm fit enough. I was trained to do 12 rounds, but yeah, it's a shame they didn't give me that chance. But everything happens for a reason. I'm absolutely spoiled for choice, and I'm the main event on top tier. So, this is still a world title fight to me. So I've got to come away, my hands held high to the name for titles, and I will fight and win the Southern Area next after this.
Is that the route you want to take with your career? Do you want to do it the traditional way, Southern area, English, British? Is that the route you want to take?
Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, if there was an opportunity that popped up that I could fight for the WBC, then yeah, put me on there. Like Josh Padley, they've had that chance. They stayed ready in the gym and they jumped straight onto the Saudi card. You never know. I could earn 500K overnight just by getting an opportunity, a phone call like that, staying consistent, staying ready. Um, yeah, and stepping on cards like this, getting my name out there, putting on a good show, being an exciting fighter. People want to watch me fight more. People think that I could be a tough fight for a lot of these world level fighters. Then yeah, give me that chance. Give me that payday.
Absolutely. Just not moving away from yourself, but just looking at some of your experience away from the professional ring, but still in training again. Looking through your Instagram, I've done my research. I see that you were part of the Chris Eubank Jr. training camp, where you shared some good rounds with him in the build up to his fight with Conor Benn. Uh, at this stage of your career, how valuable are rounds with someone like Chris, who we know what Chris has done in the sport, we know the levels that he's been to. How valuable are they for you, and what were you able to take away from them?
Well, to take away from doing rounds with someone like Chris, that is at that sort of world level. If I'm doing well against him in sparring and I'm giving him a good go, a good run for his money, it's given me a massive confidence boost. And I feel like if, he's got the skills, he's got the name, obviously, which has put him where he is. But if I can do well against him in sparring, I don't see why I can, fight against people at that level. I just need to make Liam the lumberjack Forrest known. I need to make Forrest the name known. Like if hear the name Eubank or Ben, uh, sorry, yeah, Ben, sorry,
Yeah,
then people are going to be like, yeah, 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 the family. But I want to start off my own name, Forrest. Everyone's got, get to know that name, the lumberjack.
absolutely. Did Chris give you any pointers after the rounds that you shared? Did he give you any advice on how to reach that top level?
No.
Oh, really?
He's not really like I don't know a talker, you know. I think he just keeps himself to himself. And I think that is the Eubank code. I
Mm.
feel like if you ask him, you know, ask him questions, they don't want to give away their secrets. But there's obviously a reason for that because if they was to tell everyone their secrets, then I feel like everyone would try and nick that from them, you know, I guess. But I feel like that's built in them to be tough. I mean, I've got that imprinted in me anyway. I'm tough. I can box. I can fight. Yeah, it's what's in it's what's in you.
Absolutely. What did you make of Chris's performance against Conor Benn?
Uh, oh man, it was relentless from the first bell to the last bell. It was non-stop hands being thrown, but he did get rocked and caught with a few shots early on because Connor's a big puncher. But yeah, I knew that if it went past sort of the halfway mark, I knew Chris was going to come on strong. Because even in sparring, he don't really do much in the first few rounds. Gets to sort of like the fifth or sixth round, he starts throwing more punches and he gets into a rhythm. So I feel like Connor had to whack him with one straight away, and which he did and caught him off guard. But um, yeah, it went past the halfway mark and Chris found his feet.
Were you surprised with, obviously, we know about Chris's rehydration clause, and now we can kind of know the impact that it had on fight night. Were you surprised to see how he was able to still stand up and keep throwing back as the later it went on?
Uh, but yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't know what happens behind closed doors and all the
Mm.
rehydration floors and whatnot. Um, yeah, I can imagine it obviously takes a toll on you know, your strength and you're going to feel a lot more fatigued. But I feel like, you know, he's a professional. He knows how to refuel sensibly and correctly, and he's got that team around him. But that we can tell him the best thing to do. But yeah, I don't think it would affect you in any way if you refuel properly.
Yeah, fair enough. What do you expect a rematch to take place between the two, and if so, who do you see coming out on top?
Uh, well, I'm going to back the Brighton boy, so I'm going to always back Chris, and I feel like he's just a lot bigger, isn't he? I feel like I don't know. I don't think the fight's really fair, to be honest. Like Connor is he's tough, but he's a lot smaller. I feel like Chris is just a lot bigger. Um, and I feel like Chris will know that Connor's going to come out and try and stop him in the first round. So I think Chris will win again.
Would you rather see them just go their separate ways now? We've seen the rivalry settled. Would you rather just see them?
Yeah, I think I've seen it, but you know, money talks, doesn't it? If he was offered another 10 mil to go again, then I think anyone would take that chance.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would be saying no to 10 million, would they? Just lastly from me here, Liam, have you got a message for James Osbourne ahead of next Sunday and what he can
I do
expect
have
to
a message for you, James Osbourne. I'm going to show you right now what I'm going to do to your face.
do? Here we go.
All right, where is he? His pretty face. I've pinned him up right on the bag, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. All right, ready? What I'm going to do to you? You're getting chopped down, James Osbourne.
That is
Can't wait to smash in a rock star's face on the weekend. I'm buzzing. I can't wait. Let's go. Main event. Liam the Lumjack Forrest. Get to know.
Liam, I think that is the best ending to an interview I'm going to see for a long time. Thank you very much for your time today. You've given me a massive wake up here at 8:10 in the evening. And yeah, best of luck next Sunday, mate.
Thank you. Thank you.